Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger, and I've got another subscriber replay from Gilbrolezi here in the IS-8, which is a Tier 9 Russian Heavy. We're on Naval Frontier, and he's going to push right with the heavies. Now, I typically play this IS-8 more like a medium. However, you know, this is the Russian Heavy line heading you towards the IS-4, which is my favorite Tier 10 tank right now. But this tank really has a big drop-off after coming from the IS-3 before it, which has some really nice armor, the pike nose, that you really don't have to worry about angling so much, just protect that lower glacis. To this tank, which doesn't seem to have near as much armor, I guess that's because of the tier level. But anyway, I tended to play this more as a medium tank. But the nice thing about this IS-8 is that it's got the 122mm M62 T2 gun, which is the same as what is found on that IS-4. So it does a lot of damage, and it's a really fun tank. You've only got -5 degrees of gun depression on the IS-8, whereas they bump it up to -6 on the IS-4. Your dispersion is 0.34. You know, pretty typical for Russian guns, but seems to me you tend to get a little bit more accuracy than what those numbers show. Anyway, the one thing that stands out with this tank coming from the IS-3, which had 38 kilometers per hour as the top speed, you now have 50 kilometers per hour, which does allow you to hang with mediums. With that being said, you know, you go, let's look at the hull armor here, 110 on the IS-3 to 120 on the IS-8. So only a 10mm jump. And then you go to the IS-6 at 160, so you get a 40mm jump there. From the turret, you go IS-3 at 220, go down in the turret on the IS-8 to 201, and then jump all the way up to 250 on the IS-4. So you can see you're losing out armor all around on this tank. Game is unfolding here as I've been hammering away at some of the stats on this tank. But you can see they're down a couple tanks, and he's got himself into an interesting position up here where one of the caps usually is in a supremacy game, and he's able to just peek around the corner, snap a shot off, and back around. 5-on-2 now, and they're all just slowly inching their way in. He's got that Tiger, the AMX, he's got the ISU. So he is dishing out the damage here. You can see already up to 2493 in damage, and Tiger takes a piece of him, but he should be able to get that shot in and finish him off. And that's what I'm talking about with this tank. With an average roll of 420, you know, you can dish out some damage here. T49 knows he's got some weak armor, switches over to AP, sees the side, wisely switches back. I believe he switched back to AP there, but got a pretty low roll. You know, when you're shooting HE, you make sure you don't want to go anywhere near those tracks. Again, with that AMX, probably could have gone HE onto the side. But he's now just whittling away, and his hit points coming down a little bit. But another kill there. Tortoise has come around behind him, and now they're only down one tank. And that Bat Chat is behind there doing some damage as well. So he's able to finish off the Tortoise, and now it's 2-on-1. And he's basically a one-shot to either of these two tanks if they get a good roll. Especially that T49, I believe, was left there. And it's got this ISU. T49 tries to make an interesting move there. And this is really a good learning moment coming up towards the end of this game here. So anyway, he is waiting for them to make a mistake. There's a T49. They trade shots, and obviously that T49 had HE, and he took 165 off, which probably wasn't a bad idea, except the ISU was not in position. Now, ISU, all he needs to do is 195 in damage. Shoot HE here. Don't shoot AP. I mean, he bounced that 545. All he needs is a 200 roll or less, and he could have won that game, but he decided to go with AP and bounced it. Gil Brozelli gets 5,471 damage and really nice ace mastery there, dishing out some serious damage in this tank. So, yeah, he played that like a heavy. I like to play it more of a medium, stick with the mediums. But overall, a really fun tank to play, a great line, and hopefully you guys got a few tips out of that. And as always, have fun out there, stay safe, get educated, not fingered, and help me out, guys. Subscribe. Later.